Right, welcome back to markets.
But what's holding out, and it's rather flat in the session, is in Engineers India. And we've got the management now joining in on the show. We've got with us Mr. A.K. Purvaha, CMD of the company, joining in from Delhi. Thanks very much for taking the time out and being with us. In fact, the stock has seen a pretty stellar run-up over the last 3 months. But what we want to know is what exactly is the on-ground situation as far as your projects are concerned. Are you seeing a pickup in the project execution, or will this year see muted growth?
No, I think the last couple of months we have found that both in the domestic sector as well as in the overseas sector, we are finding in the hydrocarbon sector there has been an uptrend into the project execution phase, and that's where the market, which is our core areas of work. So that's where like both in the domestic sector and the overseas sector there has been some couple of good assignments which has come to us in the last one and a half years time. In the coming months we feel that the kind of the programs of various different clients are there, and the overseas market which we are really eyeing for, there are likely to be good opportunities for us to service in that sector.
Much higher IRRs or margins in the overseas market, Mr. Purvaha, which is why you seem to be focusing more on that side?
Oh, it is not only because of the higher margins, it is only that we are looking at it into the opportunities in the areas which we specialize and where we have a good expertise and experience. We have our credentials of having delivered those projects of the right quality within time and within the cost matrix. So that's what we are aiming for is there, and of course you can get a guidance from our margins what we have been projecting into both in the consultancy segment. These are almost in the similar size.
So for example, this $140 million contract in Nigeria or the couple of others that you would have bagged, are these contracts that carry with them attractive margins as well? Sure, these are areas that you specialize in, but my question really stems as to whether these contracts also carry good returns for you as a company.
I think you must have noticed in the last 5 years of our this that whenever we are giving a good guidance in terms of our consultancy margins, so particularly into the complex projects of that is where you need a high caliber skills of the process industry. That's what we specialize in. So we have I won't say high margins, I would say we are into good reasonable margins are there which are appreciable, and the other sector where we are going into, that is diversified into the high growth areas. So we have to move on as the markets are. So we are keeping ourselves more competitive. Our system and processes are one which are being pruned, which are becoming more and more competitive. We are improving on to our internal use of an IT as a tools. So we are, it is a lot of efficiency gains, experience, use of lot of documentation sitting on us. Everything is contributing to higher productivity, and in turn we are able to give a more competitive offers.
Take us through how much cash you currently have on your books, and have you decided how you will be utilizing the same?
In fact, you must have seen the company has been a good dividend paying company all throughout. So we would like to continue with that and reward our shareholders onto that. So there are a couple of assignments which are right now under discussion where we may be able to use that cash, but majorly it is going to be going back to the shareholders as a part of a dividend.
So what is the total cash on books?
At this moment it should be in the range of about 2,500 crores.
Okay, Mr. Purvaha, how do the next 12 months look like? You mentioned that you've won 2 large deals in the last 12 months and you expect many more to come ahead. Will this be large in terms of individual sizes as well? And how much do you expect your order book to rise up to, say, over the next 6 months?
I think what we need to look at it into the opportunities which are coming into both into the core sector, which is a hydrocarbon, non-ferrous, and also in our diversified areas of work where we have. So we are trying to be competing in all that. So within the overseas segment, we have really got it into renewed focus with the Middle East, Southeast Asia and Africa as a region. So we are eyeing on to the companies, and within those companies which are those projects where we can provide our services, and then we are trying to be there and trying to be competitive into those markets. So you have seen that we have been able to get 3 fertilizer projects in the last about 15 months time into 3 different geographies, and also what you mentioned in this. So there are other couple of assignments in overseas which we are targeting, but besides that we continue to keep our focus into the domestic market, which is our core areas of work. And today when we as in Engineers India Limited company have almost about 85 to 90% of market share, we tend to keep that as a market share with us, and we are working on to that to remain as a more competitive and more efficiencies driven processes within ourselves.
Just very quickly, we'll end with a number there, Mr. Purva. I was also trying to fish for a number. What would your current order book be, and how much do you expect it to go up to?
Look, I think it is till the time we get it into the project, which gets into the conclusions, we do not add it into the numbers into that. But I think there is a good guidance which is available with you in terms of like what you mentioned. This project is already, we have concluded the project. We have yet to take it into our books because we have not signed the contract onto that. But there are a couple of other assignments within the country as well as the outside, which are into various different phases at this moment. So we hope that some of them will definitely be getting converted in our favor. So you will find I think the order book getting into improvement mode from now onward is going to be in the next 3 to 6 months time. You will find it in a much higher levels.
We appreciate the candid comments. Thank you so much, Mr. Purva, for joining in on the show and running us through what exactly the business prospects look like for Engineers India. And the stock as we speak.